I'm from the east, I am a beast, and I know you little niggas ain't fucking with me. Big boss shit, put the E off the C. You get in my way and I'm bringing the heat. Told her rookie ice be making you freeze, bringing it that slow to the knees. She full counting with the legs, no need to stretch. Just focus your mind and give me your best. Got a body like hassel, she do a lot of things to you with Sui when she come and ride at me. Spin around like some pottery.
What's good, people? Welcome back to the channel where you learn how to keep it locked, keep it healthy. Before we get started on the topic of the video, I have to show you, like, you know, the long lock cons, one of the cons that I was talking about. I'm gonna have to talk about it real quick. The fact that the ends of my locks is starting to break off a lot more frequent than I assumed they would. It kind of bothers me, but at the same time, I understand what's going on. I need to check the ends of my lock. You see that little piece coming off? I need to check the ends of my locks to make sure they are, you know, nice and solid, compact, ain't going nowhere. You know, if I find any thinning areas before it gets to the part where it's gonna fall off, I can fix it with the crochet. Look at that, another piece coming off. But I can fix it with the crochet if need be. Now the reason why I say this is when the locks do break off, the little tips of them, I don't save them if it's small. I don't save it, even if it's that long. That's still short to me compared to the rest of these locks. So I'm not about to sit here and be like, hey, I need to keep this. I need to put it back where the lock at. Let me, not this one. Not this one. This one, throw it away. You know what I'm saying? Don't need it. When it gets longer than that and a piece falls off, it concerns me just a tad bit. You know, I'm like, damn, why am I, you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? I haven't had any, you know, break off after, I say, it's been like 2 weeks now. The last time I washed my locks, this is what happened. It didn't happen at once, like out straight, fresh out the shower. You know what I'm saying? It ain't happened right after I washed them. Basically, I had laid on it or leaned on it, or it got pulled somehow and ended up coming off. No, I'm not gonna throw these out. I'm going to reattach them. Now, I've done one like this before. I'm not sure if it's still up there or if this is one of the pieces that I put. Anyway, I'm still going to take these and reattach them. I'm going to find a designated lock, one that looks like it lost something. Maybe not look like it lost something, but I'm going to take it and put it up there. I'm going to reattach it. The best way to do it, if you are putting it on another lock that it ain't come from, you see how these ends is kind of frayed out a little bit. You can take a comb, get that combed out a little bit more, get the few dead follicles out of there that you don't need, and do the same thing to the end of the lock you're gonna put it on, and then that's when you get the crochet and you get it all locked in. You feel me? I just had to show y'all what's going on, man. I'm gonna keep that though. I had to keep that. Without further ado, on to the meat and potatoes of the topic in the video. We talking about lint in the locks. I can confidently say that 96% of people with locks got lint in their locks somewhere. Not even if it's a lot, it's some lint in your locks somewhere. See, the way to think about it is, you know, when your hair, it rubs up against something, sometimes it'll grab or snag and pull. Just like if your hair gets snagged on something, it pulls, right? It does the same thing to cotton and other things that have lint fibers come off of it. So with that being said, this also happens while your hair is locking, you know, maturing, getting into the part where it wants to be compact, you know, instead of just trying to be all free flowing and wavy or whatever type textures you got. A lot of times, not most of the time, but sometimes with people that have a handful of locks that look like it got lint all the way through. You looking like, yeah, how this happen? My lock looking all dusty and crusty. The lint, you know, it's like a different color than your hair color. That's when you know it look crazy. I'm saying this to say that that happens to a lot of people. You're not alone. You're not by yourself. It is gonna be okay, all right? There are methods of getting rid of this lint or masking the lint that's there. Like I said, I do got some lint in my locks. I'm gonna show y'all me taking this lint out and the method that I use. But first, we're gonna go over these methods. The methods are as follows. You can dye that lint with your locks. Just dye the whole thing one color. solid color. Can't nobody see it no more. Mask it. You know what I'm saying? Put a invisibility cloak on it almost. You can cut or trim if it's in the ends or the tips of the lock, or if it's a little bit in there, you just want to get that out of there. Boom, boom, boom. Make sure you don't mess with the structure of the lock and create a weak spot. Gotta be careful on that. Speaking of weak spot, the other method is to just straight pick out the lint. You know what I'm saying? You can get a baby crochet hook, the little one needle joint. You can pick that lint out, you know. But at the same time, like I was saying, it may create a weak spot. So you might lose a little bit of length to that lock because you're gonna have to repair that weak spot if you do create one. You can dye the locks. You can cut or trim out the lint. You can pick out the lint, or you can detach the lock where the lint is heavy and compact, remove the lint, and then reattach the lock. Now I know there was a lot. There was like 4 different methods. You thinking like, oh shit, it sounds like a lot. I don't want to cut my damn, what, huh? I understand. Don't panic. Stay calm. We about to go over this. Me and you together. We sit down. Talk about the easiest one first. They say it's the laziest method, but it does work. You're just gonna have to redo it after a while. Dyeing the locks. Of course, you know dye fades after a while. I had orange on my tips. It ain't orange no more. That bitch kind of brown. You know what I'm saying? So when you do dye your locks, it'll stay for a while. The lint will be that color of the dye, and then once it fades, you'll see the lint again. That's the only thing with dyeing the locks. It's just the repetitive. But if you don't mind, you don't mind. If you've never dyed your locks, I understand why this method may be a little questionable for you. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to keep doing it. I don't want. How about this next one? You can cut or trim where the lint is more excessive if it's near the end of your locks. But at the same time, when you do that, you may have uneven locks after that. You may have to lose a lock or two depending on how much lint is in that motherfucker. I feel like that's more of a last minute or last resort type thing, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, let's move to the next one. You can pick out the lint, leave the lock there, pick out the lint as you see it, go in, pick it out, whatever tool you need to use. With picking out the lint that's in your locks, you can create a weak spot because that lint that's in your locks is acting like the dead follicles that usually be in the lock that makes the structure of the lock. So you don't want to break or damage or weaken these locks. If you do want to pick out the lint and you weaken the lock, like I'm saying, get you a tool, a crochet tool, you know what I'm saying, and get that structure back together, you know what I'm saying? And now this last one is more like a surgical process when it comes to locks. You want to go to somebody who knows what they're doing, or if you want to do it yourself, make sure you know what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? You can cut the lock where the lint is, take the lint out, put the lock back. I'm not saying you're not gonna lose a little bit of length to that lock. It should work out. You know, there's people that get into fights or whatever the case may be, they cut their locks off and then they grow hair back out and reattach those locks and they still don't go nowhere. So with reattachment, it's not like you're gonna have to worry too much unless the process wasn't done right. That's the only reason why you have to worry when it comes to reattaching. But if you wanna cut these locks, get that lint out, then reattach, it's up to you. It's more of a process, more tedious, I would say. Well, it'll be less tedious, but more of a process. The more tedious one will be picking out the lint one by one and then trying to fix the lock. But these are the methods to get the lint out of your locks. If you know a different method that I didn't touch on that I probably don't even know, let me know in the comments, message me, it don't matter. But these are the ones that I know of. Good 4 methods, you know what I'm saying? If you got this issue, go ahead and dive into one of these methods. See which one works best for you, which whatever situation that you got going on. And then get yourself straight. Let me know how it goes. You know, I got a few. Matter of fact, here's me picking out some lint.
I'm from the east, I am a beast, and I know you little niggas ain't fucking with me. Big boss shit, put the E E off the seat. You get in my way and I'm bringing the heat. Told her rookie ice be making you freeze. Bringing the best low to the knees. She full counting with the legs. No need to stretch. Just focus your mind and give me your best. Got a body like hassel. She do a lot of things to you with Suey when she come and ride at me. Spin around like some pottery. Gripping her throat cause she hollering. Make her remember the finer things. Telling that hoe never lie to me. Then if I need your apologies, I'm a king so I need it done properly. Come on and vibe with me.
Come on and vibe, keep that shit live. I like the look in your eyes. She mama, your girl was so thick in disguise. Just look at them thighs, they never tell lies. Call me Manetta, I'm trying to get mine. She Ozaki, I'm stuck in the bind. Got two of the baddest, they hitting my line. Man on the chocolate, you know the hoes fine. I hit it a long time ago, drowning Geronimo. Licking one time and I'm busting like Bakugo. I'm not the father of the Toro, I'm audios going in them bitch like I'm Eva. All you see is either stay saucy like pizza. Hot like David when he turn the heat up, I'm going out to meet her. Yeah.
Appreciate y'all for watching, tuning in, you know what I'm saying? Liking, subscribing. Hit me with the like button, you feel me? But till next time, it's your boy Mo Bay, and I'm out.